Good morning. Good morning. Happy Saturday morning to all of you guys out there watching us in social media land. I'm excited about this morning's conversation. This is going to be good. I have a lady joining me today. She is amazing. She does what she do. Let me tell you something. She's been helping a lot of people. And so for those of you that have been following me for a while, you all know it's all about effective living, helping you to create a life you don't need a vacation from, finding that sweet spot, understanding you are created to win. Okay, but you're gonna have to create a wealth mindset, a success mindset, a mindset beyond what you've been living up to this point. I'm Coach Ricardo Miller, and I'm joined with Dalia Conaway. God bless you this morning. How are you doing?
How you doing, Coach Ricardo? So excited to be here this morning.
Man, I'm excited because I've been watching your videos. I've been following your platform, and I was like, this is some good stuff. I'm taking notes.
So glad to inspire as many as we can. We love what we do.
Excellent. Well, we have a lot of people joining us. I see Tunke joining us, Vito joining us, Ashley, Lynette. Listen, all of you guys share this morning because really the information that we're providing, people pay for this stuff. People really do pay for this stuff, and you're getting it free this morning. So I suggest that you bless someone that needs to get it right this year, because you all know what I've been saying. This year is the year for you to win in every area. So please tell our viewing audience a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. So I am Dalia Conaway, your mindset, manifestation, and lucrative CEO, lucrative business coach. And I love what I do. I get to help coaches, consultants, and service-based entrepreneurs. We really, really work on mindset, helping them liberate their success and money mindset. Because Coach Ricardo, it's okay to make money doing what you do and doing what you love, especially if you have a heart to serve and help people go the next mile of the way. And so that's what I get to do. And I help them create high ticket offers and live lucratively. So,
ladies and gentlemen, Coach Caldwell works with coaches, okay? She works with consultants. She works with business leaders. I see Ashley said she shared. Thank you very much, Ashley. Who else is going to share? Miss Linda, Jocelyn, Nicole, thank you guys. Lynette, thank you for sharing. See, you guys are the best, okay? One of the things that I've decided to start doing is highlighting the people who are supporters of the platform, because you know what? My good friend Franco Charles and I, we talk a lot about, vision without support is sort of like a hidden idea. And you're going to need somebody to support you, man. And let me tell you, I appreciate those of you that are pushing the platform, those of you that are tagging people. So I'm going to say Coach Conwell, okay? So there are people who are struggling with this mindset of making it with money because they grew up in an environment where there was no money. It was always the paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. And sometimes it wasn't even a paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. It was sort of like a rob Peter to pay Paul kind of lifestyle. You know, it was like, what am I going to pay this month lifestyle? And so there are people who have the potential to make that good money, but their mindset is twisted. How important is a success mindset?
You know what, Coach Ricardo, mindset is everything. You will only go as far as your mind allows. You know, even the scripture says, as a man thinketh, so is he.
Yep.
And so whatever you're visualizing in your mind is 9 times out of 10 what you see showing up in your life. And so that's why it's so important that we establish a new mindset, in Christ, and a new mindset about the things, the blessings that he wants to give us. That's so, so important.
You know, pushing the envelope a little bit, I was watching some of your stuff. I said, this lady talks 6 figures easy. Okay. Yeah. It's like, listen, 6 figures is real. Some people are making 6 figures and feel as though they're being punished because they live in an environment where they're making the least. All right.
Right.
We have people who can't imagine themselves making 6 figures.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are people who have been so conditioned they can't wait for tax return season. Right. When there's a lifestyle above tax return season, you know. Mm-hmm. And you pay to play. But let's talk about that a little bit. Developing a mindset so healthy that you get to the point where you're beyond worrying about a tax return. You're trying to make sure they don't take too much taxes from you because you know you're making that kind of money. What in your opinion, how much of a stronghold is that for a person to just sort of stay submitted to a smaller mindset than embracing the fact that 6 figures plus can be my lifestyle or my way of acquiring and accomplishing more?
Yeah, so it begins with a decision. And let me be real honest with our viewers today. Coach Ricardo, I was that person who had that negative mindset about money, who had that negative money narrative, you know, because there were times I felt like money didn't show up for me. You know, I wouldn't have had my car repossessed if I had more money and things like that. And from those traumatic experiences involving money, we create a negative money narrative, and we think that money is scarce when it really isn't. And so it's important that we decide to embrace a new, powerful, and positive narrative about money. God is a God of abundance. There's more than enough in the earth for everybody to have more than enough. Money is not scarce. It's not scarce. And so it begins with that person, just like I had to do, deciding that they're going to stop living paycheck to paycheck, because decision is powerful.
Yep. Oh man, decision is powerful, ladies and gentlemen. You and I, we are the result of the decisions we make on a daily basis. Decision is powerful. Deciding I will never live another broke day in my life is a decision. Okay. Someone needs to write that down. I will never live another broke day in my life. And here's the deal. Before you can even get there, you have to remove the poverty mindset, because poverty and broke is 2 different things. Okay. Right. Poverty is a mindset, while broke is sort of a situation. It's a situation that can change at any given moment. Right. Today I'm broke, tomorrow I'm loaded. Right. But I want to remove a poverty mindset, and you want to remove that broke lifestyle where you're going from paycheck to paycheck. So you got to tell yourself, I will never live another broke day in my life. I'm going to remove the poverty mindset. I'm going to remove that limited mindset. And so I have Coach Conwell on this morning. This lady has been helping people to raise the bar. You know, raise the bar. You may have to be the first one in your family to go where no one in your family has ever gone before.
That's right.
Let me say it again. You may have to be the one to have gone where no one in your family has ever gone before. And so when you start dreaming and imagining, don't look at where you are right now. Capture that vision as to where you're going, and then start putting in the work, because it's all about making sure that the decisions you're working in your daily activities are working for you, not against you. So in your opinion, Coach Conwell, what are 3 things a person can do to stop living from paycheck to paycheck? Because that might be the thing that causes this video to go viral, okay? Because, you know, people are like, well, it's a pandemic, Ricardo Miller, you don't understand, you know, there's some hard times out here. Yeah, I understand there's some hard times, but there are some people who have decided, even after they've lost their 6-figure job, they decided to make multiple streams of income a possibility. Right. They've decided to crank it up and make sure that they were able to produce. And so how do a person, in your opinion, move from that paycheck to paycheck to having multiple options. Can you give us some pointers to that?
Absolutely. So, and with decision, you still have to allow. God to open, be open to the success and the abundance that God wants to bring into your life. You can subconsciously, me being a mindset coach, I've seen this in my life and in the lives of other people. You can subconsciously push away the abundance that God is trying to give and bring to you. So after you make that decision, you have to allow it to be. When people want to bless you, you have to let them bless you. When doors open for you, you have to go through them. When somebody wants to pay for your meal or give you $1,000, be open to receiving it, because see it as God bringing that wealth into your life.
Before you go on any further, because that is so good, some people actually have a problem receiving.
Yes.
Well, what's in this? There's something behind this. Where did you get the mindset that there's something behind this? I was in a restaurant the other day and was told, hey, someone just bought your meal. I was like, well, bless God. Well, you know what? I'm going to pass it on, and I'm going to make sure that the person who was serving me, that they get a generous tip, because now I didn't have to pay for my meal. But some people aren't receivers. You're telling me one of the things that we have to be prepared to become is receivers?
Absolutely, because wealthy people not only make money, but they know how to receive money as well and grow money. So receiving is a part of that wealth, abundance, and prosperity process.
Yeah. I truly believe that. Go ahead, continue, please.
Okay, so the second thing that a person can do to stop living paycheck to paycheck is surrender and step into every expression of their God-given purpose. Sometimes there's a song that says, I surrender all. We've sang that in church. If you've been in church at all, or even if not, you've heard it probably. And I realize in my life and even in the lives of my clients that it is possible to surrender some, but not surrender all, because we have, we're selective about how we obey and how we show up and how we walk in purpose. But surrendering all and surrendering to every expression of our God-given purpose, I truly believe prosperity is attached to that surrender.
Yeah. Let me say this before you go on, because I'm sorry I'm interrupting you, and I know some people are like, Miller, stop interrupting the lady. I have to highlight this because she says some people are selective. Woo!
Yes.
Some people are selective. If y'all think about that right there, that's sort of like an extra tip inside of the tip that she just provided that was along with these 3 tips. Okay? Some people are selective. In other words, they're believers and they love God and they have committed to prayer. They committed to reading the Bible and they committed to evangelizing, but they have not been committed to becoming successful at the degree that God wants them to also be generous.
Yeah.
And it's hard to be generous when you have not maximized the talents that has been given to you. Exactly. And so now you want to be faithful in all things, not just some things. So don't be selective. I so like that. I'm going to work that later in some other video because you shared this today. Go ahead.
Awesome. Amazing. Yep. Because so like in my life, me and my husband are in full-time ministry. We pastor a church, and that's wonderful. We love what we do. But then I had to accept the call to coach, to go beyond the 4 walls to help people. Nice. And so that's what I mean when I say different expressions. Don't get stuck and tied into one expression. Be open to everything that God is calling you to do to serve in the earth.
Yes. That's so good.
And so number 3, the third thing that a person can do to stop living paycheck to paycheck is to get help. Get coaching, get mentoring, get around people who have your answer, get around other people who are prospering. It's something called synergy. It catches on, it collapses time for you. When you're around people who are doing what you want to do, who can show you the way, who have a framework, even scripture says, mark the perfect man. Get around those people who are doing and living effectively and abundantly the way that you desire to. And I truly believe it collapses time for you and helps you go further, faster.
There are people who want to go far, but they don't understand that association matters.
Absolutely.
Association matters. One of the things I've been teaching, it's in my book, I talk about someone is assigned to help you. And what most people don't realize, Coach Conwell, is that the person assigned to you, you have access to. You have access either to their book, you have access to their live videos, you have access sometimes directly to them.
Yes.
But some of us, it's not that we don't have the potential to produce.
Right.
It's that we have not connected correctly ourselves to our instructor, the teacher, the person who has been assigned to help us.
Yes.
You know, there's an old saying that says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Wow. Yes.
You know, yeah, I'm a strong believer that you ought to pray, God, reveal to me who's assigned to help me.
Absolutely.
Let me say
Absolutely.
that again. You want to write that down in the comment, guys. God, reveal to me who's assigned to me. And let me tell you something. The person who's assigned to you don't oftentimes come packaged how you want them packaged.
That's
Sometimes you want the person assigned to you to come free. Sometimes they don't come free. Sometimes it come at a cost.
Right.
Sometimes you believe the person who's assigned to you has to be accessible to you when you want them to be accessible. Who's in need? You've got to get to the point where you realize this person can get me to where I belong. Jesus said it this way: come follow me and I'll make you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? In other words, until Jesus said, come follow me, nobody knew the disciples' names.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Not only did he say, come follow me and I'll make you, then he says, I'm going to go away so people will know your name. Because if I don't go away, greater works you won't do. Okay? I don't want it always to just be about me. I'm going to leave, and I'm going to leave in a way so all of y'all can be empowered. The goal of the instructor is to help you to go beyond the instructor. Someone is assigned to help you. You better grab a hold of that. God, help me to identify who's assigned to help me. Now, here's the deal. A lot of people are concerned, Coach Conwell, because they've been hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because, watch this, they're more sensitive to realizing who's hurting them rather than who's helping them. Someone is assigned to hurt you, and someone is assigned to help you. Whenever God has a call on your life, he assigns someone in your life to help you. Whenever God has a call on your life, the devil has a call to distract you.
Right.
To hurt you. And so I think what you said just now is so important for those watching us to understand what you give your focus to grows. If you're focusing on the fact that people are bad, nobody wants to help me, nobody ever does anything for me, that's a mindset that's going to hurt you.
Right. And that's what you're going to attract. That's what you're going to attract over and over. If you have that perception about help, about people in general, that somebody's out to get you and somebody's out to hurt you, then you're going to continue to draw that into your life. You have to liberate that. You have to break that mindset and belief, because that's holding you back. Mentorship is so amazing. My clients who I mentor and coach, they get the benefit of my mistakes. I've already made them. I'm going to tell them about them. I want to tell them how to go around those potholes and pitfalls so they don't have to do it. So we need mentors. We need people to help us.
That is so good. Now, with you saying that, you know, I'm a strong believer that experience is not the best teacher. Someone else's experience is a phenomenal teacher. I think it's the better teacher. As you just mentioned, you share with your clients the pitfalls you've experienced and the pitfalls you've heard of others experiencing, and you're teaching them how to avoid those pitfalls. Let me ask you this question. When it comes to the term failing forward, you know, there are people who's like, my God, I messed up so much in 2020. They took my car. They evicted me. You know what I'm saying? I'm sleeping on the sofa. I don't have anything in my life right now, Conwell. What are you going to say to me failing forward? When that term comes to mind, what do you think about it?
You know, I think divine repositioning.
Wow.
Every time we fail, we get to learn. If we choose to, we get to learn a lesson from something we failed at, and we get to be divinely repositioned. And it really, if we just choose to learn from what we failed at, or we feel like was a failure, we get to position ourselves to receive and really operate at the next level. That's what I really think about failing and failing forward.
Oh man, divine repositioning. Did y'all hear that just now? That sounds like a book, okay? That sounds like a book. When you know, when you look back over 2020 and the vast amount of complaints coming out of 2020, what have you noticed continues to be a behavioral pattern or problem or way that people are continuing to do or engage themselves in 2021, that really wasn't working for them. It wasn't working for them in 2020. And as a matter of fact, it was hurting them more than helping them. But they're continuing to do it in 2021. What is that problem, that issue, that thing that you noticed last year that was a massive high negative thing that even believers, a lot of believers watch this, and not only believers, but believers, they continue it. Persons are doing the same thing that they did last year that was hurting them. And now we're 16 days into a new year. What is it that you see continuing to happen that happened last year?
You know, Coach Ricardo, in my observation, I think it's unnecessary grief of the past. You know, I want to say this with all sensitivity. I'm not talking about many of us have lost loved ones. I'm not talking about that. That's different. But I mean, grief. I feel like as a society, as a world, we grieve every single day and every single month through 20. You know, March, is the virus gone yet? Here it's April. It's still here. We're still in a bad situation. It's December. We're still here. It's January. We're still in this, you know, just continuing to grieve and grieve and grieve every day, you know, of this new normal is not beneficial. And so that's what I'm seeing. That's what I saw in 2020. That's what I'm seeing as a trend in 2021. Every day we're grieving that things are not how they were before the virus broke out. But if we learn to lean into our lessons and become a better person and not get stuck in grief, but decide to pivot and move around and make life amazing now, you know, even considering the things that we have to consider that we never thought we would be experiencing, we can still live an abundant and effective life if we make that decision.
Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all are hearing it live on this Saturday morning. Thank you all for joining us. I am here with Coach Conwell, providing such phenomenal tips. She's there in Alabama. Her husband is doing ministry there. This is a couple you need to follow, connect with all that they have going on, because you heard what she said. She started off this whole thing about mindset. It's about mindset. Get in the right church, get around the right people, read the right books, watch the right videos. Let me ask you this question. On your journey, on you and your husband's journey to establish a ministry and business and life, what has been what you believe to be one of the most difficult decisions you had to make that really catapult you to a level of success that you're like, wow, that was a difficult decision, but it was a necessary one because it helped me or it helped you guys to become who you all are today?
Absolutely. Probably about 5 or 6 years ago, we jumped. We went full-time ministry. We left our secular jobs, went full-time ministry, went all in because we wanted to disciple. We really wanted to grow our ministry and disciple the people who were there. So we took a big jump, a big leap of faith. You know, there was no $1 million in the bank account to save us. You know, we just stepped out on faith. We just jumped and stepped out on faith to do the will of God. But I tell you what, Coach Ricardo, God has been faithful. We've never missed a beat. We've expanded more and more. We're more abundant, more prosperous now. You know, and those things gave us courage to do what we're doing in business, coaching things like that. So once you've taken a big jump like that, not knowing what will happen next, it gives you courage to do the next big thing that God has called you to do. So.
How important is it for a person to take the jump? I know you guys made the jump. The jump was necessary for you all to be who you all are today. But there are a lot of people viewing this. There are a lot of people that will be watching the rerun that are afraid to take different levels of jump that's necessary for destiny to be fulfilled. Persons, if you're watching this, you want more, but taking the jump is a requirement for more. Talk to those viewing persons out there on the importance of jumping when God inspires you to jump and building the type of faith that allows you to jump.
So I truly believe that if we don't jump, then we don't get access to that next level. Like there is, it's everybody else has to jump to do it. We got to jump to do it too. And so we've got to do that, and we just got to jump out there and step out on faith. If you're not at a place where you feel like you can jump and you feel like it's difficult, you know, get in prayer, get in the word, build your faith through the word. You know, faith comes by hearing the word of God. You know, do whatever it takes, but you won't get where you're trying to go if you don't jump. The jumping is required.
Jumping.
Required.
Someone needs to write that down. Jumping is required for access. Okay.
Yes.
Jumping is required for access. Oh, this is so good. Let me ask you this. Looking back over your life, the experiences you've had up to this point, what would you tell your 20-year-old self? You know, you've learned, you've accepted some truths that you didn't know at 20.
Right.
But now if you had to turn back and say, I'm going to give myself an instruction, and there are people watching that I believe the advice given today is going to help a lot of people. So what advice would you give yourself at 20?
You know, I would say, Dalia, look, trust yourself, trust the God in you, you know, be fully and freely who you are. Trust your discernment. You know what you know, and you see what you see. You know, acquiesce, live accordingly, live faithfully. You know, this is the key to your success. That's what I would tell my 20-year-old self.
My God, trust yourself. Let me ask you this. You know, what would you say has been something to help you to learn to trust yourself? You know, there comes a time in a person's life where the light bulb turns on, where you sort of, you know, you get it. And in your case, you've discovered, hey, I've been assigned to help people. Not only have I been assigned to help people, you had to get to the place where you had the confidence to even charge a price for it, right? to offer a service and put a price to it. There's a confident factor that has to be developed in a person to get to that place. What helped you in that journey? What were some of the things that you would say that you leaned on to help you through that?
Absolutely. You know, just I think we addressed this earlier, and it applies to this too. You know, realizing that I'm called to serve the world, you know, and creating a program, creating an offer at a certain price is what is the thing that draws the certain clientele to me so that I can serve them, so that I can help them, so that they can access me at a certain level. That is the currency exchange is what allows us to work together. And so
can you let's stick a pin there, the currency exchange, but understanding, you said, oh my goodness, there's a few things you said there. That there's this equal exchange. There's this exchange that has to go on, that you've accepted. You found your message. You realize there's a clientele out there for your message. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all are listening, because we have people out there, Dalia, who have not accepted the fact that they too, just as you mentioned, you're called to serve the world. But if you don't structure yourself in the proper way, the world will use you and say, who's next?
That's right.
And so you got to make sure there's an equal exchange. I'm going to give to you, and you're going to in turn give back to me. And I'm not going to feel bad about it, because it's an equal exchange. Continue, please. That's so good.
And so to position yourself to reach the world through coaching, which is what we do, then like I said, there's a way that contracts are set up. There's a way that things are done. There's currency that must be exchanged to do it properly, effectively, so that the outcome is reached, so that the person is helped and blessed and taken the next mile of the way. And so accepting that call to serve in this way and serve the world in this way allows me to do that with full integrity and full confidence.
Excellent. Let me ask you this question. We're almost done. I'm so grateful for us having this opportunity. Like I said, I've been watching your videos, following your platforms, and I'm glad we were able to connect. I'm glad we're able to do this live. on this Saturday morning. And so, I mean, I appreciate this, and our viewers clearly appreciate it. There's so much comments jumping in there and so forth. But let me ask you this question. What does effective living look like for you? You know, one of the things that we've been building with this platform, I call it creating a life you don't need a vacation from. Taking the wheel and structuring your affairs where life is really working more for you than against you. In your opinion, what does effective living look like for you?
Yeah, it looks like a life of service.
Yeah.
A life of surrender. There that word is again.
Yeah.
A life of love and fun and plenty of luxury vacations. So
I heard she said plenty of luxury vacation. You mentioned that you and your husband, you all want to go to the Bahamas.
Yes.
Y'all
that will be my next comment. Next time we do this, Coach Ricardo, it'll be me, my husband, and in the Bahamas with you doing it live.
With the squad. That's what I'm talking about. We'll do it live. We're gonna make that happen. We'll make that happen after a while, but because this is definitely divine connection. I'm so appreciative of you giving us some of your time this morning. Before you go on, before we leave, you know, there are individuals watching us. They've been given the instruction. You've had clients, probably. I've had clients who you've told them the truth. They have been given the truth. They know the truth, but they're struggling living the truth they have become aware of. In other words, you've told them, get a coach. You've told them, read the book. You've told them, join the program. Any advice to move from that, I know what she's saying, to I'm doing what she's saying, and I'm seeing the manifestation of having to positively engage myself in that type of principle living. You know, people say they want to hear what you have to say. They listen to you, Dolly, and then they say, you know, oh, she said what I know. How do we move from there? Quickly, before we bring this in, any advice? Because I don't want people to just say, oh, man, she's good, and that was awesome. But you didn't just say that to impress. You said that to change lives. And so dive into that if you can for us before we go.
Absolutely. So, you know, get the coaching, get the mentoring you need before the pain gets worse. You know, the idea of connecting with the coach, connecting with the mentor, allowing somebody to lead and guide you and help you and show you their mistakes so that you don't have to make them is preventive medicine.
Wow.
It's keeping you from is keeping you from experiencing more pain in this life, in your business, than you need to experience. Right? If there's a saying we have in our church: if you're doing it alone, you're doing it wrong.
Hold on, they gotta repeat that. Ladies and gentlemen, put that in the comment box. I love that. Go ahead.
Yeah. If you're doing it alone, you're doing it wrong. Right? You need somebody to help you. If you want to go further faster, if you want to accomplish more in this life, if you want to serve more people, if you want to live this life of service like we just talked about, then you need somebody to help you. You need somebody to model after. And so don't wait, because the longer you wait, the more susceptible you are to pain and all that. And you can avoid that if you attach with the right coach, with the right mentor. So do it today.
Man, listen, if you're doing it alone, you are doing it wrong. Oh, Vito. Listen, Linda, I mean, all of you guys who are following, I'm so grateful. I see Mary Cart right there in the Bahamas. You know, someone is assigned to help you. I am who I am today because of Mary Cartwright. And so thank you, Mary. Early on, she told me some things that helped me. Mary actually could be considered my first coach. Okay, so love and appreciate you so much, Mary. Listen, tell our viewing audience a little bit about how persons can get in contact with you and the services you offer. Take some time and dive into your services. I know you have something coming up. And you can talk about that and how our viewing audience can take advantage of your services.
Absolutely. So I've got a CEO Cash course that's actually beginning this Monday. And this it's a free 3-day course. It's a free 3-day course for coaches, consultants, and service providers. And we're just going to get to the meat of it and help you make some cash. We're going to work on do some mindset shifting and repositioning and give you some cash creation strategy. So that's free. That link, you can find that on my Facebook page, my Instagram page, because that's where you can find me. So I'm on Facebook and Instagram. And you can also find me on my website at DaliaConaway.com, DaliaConaway.com. And I'd love to see you inside that cash course. It's going to be so good.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been blessed. Rewatch this, please. Rewatch this. This was loaded. This was loaded. Don't just listen to say, oh, I like how she said that. Listen to extract what's for you. Mm-hmm. Something was said today that should take you into tomorrow and make you a better person. My thing is, if you learn one thing every day, man, listen, by the end of the year, you'll be a whole different person. Wow. You know, I am who I am today because I committed my life to learning something every day and applying the thing, because it's not about collecting content. It's about making sure you're applying what you discover. And so, Dali, thank you so much for connecting with me on allowing us to have this interview, because there are people around the world that will have enjoyed this on my YouTube channel. Those of you that are out there, this is live on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. Facebook, and as Dali mentioned, go and follow her on her various social media platforms. She's doing live videos and providing good content that can help you go to the next level. Any closing thoughts?
Honored to be here, Coach Ricardo. Thank you for what you're doing on your platform and showing us all how to live effectively. Hey, let's go do it. And can't wait to see you guys in the Bahamas. So
that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Next stop, the top, everyone. Next stop, the top. Let's keep climbing. Remember, 2021 is the year for winning in every area of your life. God bless you guys. Bye-bye.